Welcome back, everybody. So recently I bought myself a bunch of PC parts, and I'm just going to build my own PC. And today I'm going to show you guys how to put together a PC. And this is just mine. I'm going to put together and use. So yeah, let's jump right in. Alright, first I'm going to tell you which each part is. So first, this is the PC case. There's covers there, but I took them off so I can put things inside. This is the RAM, which is like the memory. This is the power source. There's a Windows 10 disk. This is the motherboard, which is basically where all the main parts go. This is a CPU, which is like the main control processing unit, or a central processing unit. This is the CPU cooler, since the CPU produces a lot of heat, so we have to have a fan to cool it down. And there's also the SSD, which is a drive where you store, it's a hard drive. And there's also the video card where it's basically like processes all of this into graphics for you to show on your monitor. Okay, let's start by putting the CPU and the CPU fan on the motherboard. So let me just go ahead and open this. So here's the CPU. This is the Ryzen 5. And it just goes right here. Since it's a central processing unit, it is pretty central. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this. This is a really advanced thing, like mechanics, and I'm still not quite sure how it works. So you unlock that, just put this on that, make sure it's facing the right direction, put it until it clicks. You can still take it out, but once you lock it, it doesn't budge. It might be something on the inside, but just put it in and lock it and make sure it's the right way. So there's this little yellow thing in the corner where you have to match up with the corner on the motherboard. So then you take your thermal paste, which helps spread the heat from the CPU to the fan better. Okay, so I linked all of these components in the description, so if you want to use the exact same model as mine, you can find them in the description. Okay, so you want to take the cooler, which is this. There's a few steps before this you have to do, but it's basically all ready. So you want to take your thermal paste, which is this. It says thermal compound on it. Take the cap off. Eject the whole thing onto your CPU. Like so. Take a flat paper, or that's something hard and flat, and just spread this. You have to make sure it's spread out evenly. So that should be good. Then you take your cooler, peel this part off. Be careful about it. And you put it on top. Now that should be good. Take your screwdriver, screw it in. So you first screw here. You have to push down a little. Okay, so if I screw here, so you want to screw this corner a little, and then go to the opposite corner, which is over here. And screw that in. you want to screw in about halfway and then stop. Then you go to any of the other two ones and screw it halfway. Then after you screw all of them halfway, you want to screw all of them all the way in with the same pattern. So we screwed this corner first. Then you come over here and screw the opposite corner in. Then you go to the next one. Go over here. After you screw those in, your cooler should be ready to go. You just want to make sure that the CPU is still well connected there. Then you can take your fan like this. So you mostly want the fan facing this way. So you put that there. Like this. It isn't very easy, so. You're gonna need to put some pressure on it. Make sure it sticks. So that side is good. You can see these fit right there. Right here. So we can go on to the other side with another one. You are gonna need to put some force on it so it works. And that is connected well. Then you take this line, which is for the fan. This is the fan line. And go right here. It says CPU fan. So you just connect it to a CPU fan port, which is right here. It says CPU fan, and you can connect it here. Next step we'll be doing is putting the motherboard into the case. So you'll be needing the motherboard, the case, and 9 screws. At least in my case that is. So you just want to take your motherboard, align it correctly. There's a hole on the side for you can tell there's like a band hole over here. And that's right inside that, that's where the motherboard goes. So you just want to put it inside. And you can fit it correctly. Make sure the lines are on top of them. Right on top of the lines. Yeah, this looks like it's in place. So now you take your bag of screws. Then you take your screws and put them in these special holes for this. Just making sure, yep, everything is good. Now you take your screw and your screwdriver. You find each of the 9 holes and screw them in. Same as last time, it would be good. It would be better if you did it opposite corners first. So we're gonna be doing the opposite corner here. You might need to put a little force on it, but it's not gonna break, so don't worry. Okay. Next corner. Which is over here. Fun times. So we'll just go the next one over. If you can't find the hole in there, just do the other ones first and then come back to that one, and then it'll be easier to do it later. Okay, so now we're gonna install the RAM, which is the memory. We're gonna install the memory right here in these racks. So for this specific model of motherboard, if you have 2 RAMs, you want to install them, one here, one here. So you want to open those 2 up first. These little things, you can open them up. And then you make sure it matches up correctly, the holes. See, there's a crack here and there's a crack there. So if those match up, then you're in the right direction. So after all that's lined up, just slide that into here. Just keep on pushing until there's a click sound. In this step, you're gonna have to apply some force. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think that's in. So there was a click sound. I kind of messed it up. I messed up the click sound, but if you do it correctly, you should hear a click sound. So let's go ahead and install the second one. And after that clicks in, I don't know if you guys heard that was a click. And after that clicks in, that's done. That part is done. So next step, we are going to be attaching the power source. So now we'll be attaching this power source, which is the Corsair CX 550M. It works really well, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in right here. So you want to take it, make sure the lines don't get tangled up. You find where the power switch is first, and then basically you want to put that power switch over here on this side. So you just want to slide that in. You want to be careful with the motherboard. So So just slide that in right there. The lines might give you a little bit of issue, but there shouldn't not be a lot of problems overall. So now you can see that is right there, and you just want to take a few more screws and screw them in. So this depends on what power source you have. That's what yeah, like where you put the screws depend on what power source you have. So for mine, I'm gonna have to want to put one right here. Take your screwdriver and start screwing it in. You want to screw this as tight as possible so you have an easier time doing the next one. So that seems pretty good. I'll put another one right here. And then the last one, you want to place it right here. Screw it in like so. So now we are going to connect all the lines within and outside the PC. So first you have the power cable, just connect it right there. Go ahead and push it in. And this goes into the wall, but not yet, since that won't be safe. And then you go on the other side of the power source, find this giant line with basically a million holes within it, and plug it on the same side on the motherboard. So right there. And there's one more line you have to plug in, which is this line, this right here, CPU. And you can plug it in right over here where it says CPU on the motherboard. And the holes match, so they're not super hard to find. Make sure it's plugged in, and then you move on to the next one. You have these lines, all these lines, which are kind of annoying. Okay, first let's go with the USB 3, which goes right here. So all these are like the PC case ones. So like LED, yeah. So some like the light on the power button. Now that's plugged in. Then we have this, which is a bunch of lights. Yes. If I'm not mistaken, they all go right here. I'm gonna take them. This is another USB port. Can't reach. It should go in that hole. Okay, then we have right here the USB 2.0 port, which you can put either in this one or this one. It doesn't matter which one you put it in. Just make sure you put it in the right way. Okay, perfect. Then we have the HD audio, which you need to kind of extend all the way over here into this corner. so it's going to be there. But I'll put that in later because it's kind of hard to see the other things. Then we have, where is it? Where did you go? Right here. All of these lines, they go on separate ports in here. So let me just get a chart real quick. It's really hard to figure out which one's which. So in your manual book, you'll be able to find a page with it says where you put each. So if you orient this the right way, and first PLED. Okay, so you take all of these lines, and then according to your chart, you plug them in each separately. So minus. So you can do this, and you can make them separate from the other ones. So this is the plus and minus. Okay. Plus goes right in here. So this part, there's no real there's a difference between each motherboard, so you just have to figure it out. And it's really hard. You have to concentrate not to break anything. Okay, that's in. Then next we have HDD LED, which is going to be HDD LED right here, which I'm going to put like so. Then we have the reset switch and the power switch. So power switch and reset switch. So reset switch goes over here. This is the hardest part of the whole thing, basically, I would say, because it's kind of hard to figure out which hole to put each in. Then we have the power switch finally. There you go. And these fan lines, you don't need to worry about them. So after you connect all of the lines, your PC by now is pretty much ready to go. All you need to install is a graphics card and that drive. So let's go to that. All right, we are nearing the final steps. So now we're gonna install my hard drive. So you can either put your hard drive in these slots down here, or if you have a small one like me, it goes on the back of the PC case. So that's the back of the motherboard, and you can just put it right down here, right there. So let me explain how you plug it. So there's two ports. As you can see, there's two ports, this one and this one on it. This one transfers data, and this one is the power source. So what you want to do is first, you want to take the power cable, which comes in like a long strand, because usually they're made for like multiple hard drives. So you can just connect the end of this thing to here. And go ahead and do that. It's super simple. You just have to clip it in like that, and then you get the data cable or the SATA cable. This is the SATA cable. and here's the port. So you just go ahead and plug it in right there. There will be a click sound when you plug it in correctly, just like that. And then you can put this right there, and then we'll connect these cables to where they're supposed to be. First is this power source cable. You want to lead it straight through here to your power device or your power source. So I'm going to just lead it through there. It's this line. And my power source is right here. And it is a cord like this. So come down on your power device right here. There should be an option that says SATA device. Right here, right there, there is a power device or a SATA. That's what I meant. So you want to just take that line and plug it in to the SATA. Oops, I was plugging it upside down. Make sure you figure out which way you have to plug it in before you plug it in. And there you go. That is the power device of your hard drive done. The cable you took earlier and plug it in onto your side of your motherboard, which is these ports. There's 6 ports you can plug it into. So it's fairly simple, and just plug it in on the side. To the last step of putting my PC together. It will be putting the GPU in, or the graphics card. So you can see on the slots on the sides, you want to screw these out and then make these slots for these. And then all you need to do is line them up with this slot below here, and then just slide it in. You always want to check in your manual book and line your graphics card with the port on your motherboard that says 16X. So just gonna do that. Okay, slide in. There should be a click, and then now it is working. Now all I have to do is push this. Okay, so I'm just gonna screw it in right here. And if you did everything correctly, your PC should be ready to use. So let me grab the last piece of cover for the front side. It's a glass panel. Just slide it on right here. Everything looks good, and just do this. And then there you go, guys. Your PC is done. I'm gonna try turning it on in a second. Just flip this over real quick. Okay, so let me just introduce you to everything. First, this is the ports on the motherboard. So this is basically where you want to plug in your gear that you're not really gonna like plug in and pull out all the time. Up here is the control panel, which is in the case. There's the power button, mic, headphones, USB 3, USB 2. So those are like the right way things if you just need to plug something in super quickly. And then if you look down here, this is where you put the HDMI ports, so on, things like that. This is all your like visuals. So that will be it for today. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please press the like button. If you want to see more of my content, just go ahead and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.